Hey, good morning, team, and welcome to week 6. Can you believe it? It's week 6. We only have 2 more weeks to go. Hold on, I got to adjust myself here. And we're moving right along. Really happy with everybody that's been participating and doing the discussion boards. This week, we are going to read chapter 10 and 11 of our book. We're going to start talking a little bit about diversity in the workplace. And diversity is really important when we're coming up with our communication plans because we don't know everything and we don't know other people's perspectives. For instance, imagine you are running a company and you're pretty successful. You know, you're driving the BMW, just like in the movie Office Space, right? You got the suspenders, and you decide, well, I think everybody should come into work for 7 a.m. and we'll work a shorter day, right? We'll get out at 3 instead of 4 o'clock. And you find out that people are really upset with this plan, right? Because you're implementing a change. But you don't understand why people would be upset. You're leaving work earlier. Well, you come to find out that a lot of people use public transportation to get to work, and you don't know that. So this would require them to take and I'm going to make this up, a 5:30 a.m. bus, and then the evening bus doesn't leave till 4:30. So it actually makes their work day or their day away from home longer. Now you don't know this because you implemented a change without getting other people's inputs, without getting a diverse train of thought on the change you want to implement. So that's just an example of, the diversity of thought in implementing a change. I know I have a couple of ex-military people in here, and recently the Navy, the CNO, which stands for, Chief of Naval Operations, he's the senior officer, he implemented a change where he was going to get rid of Navy ratings. And a rating is, for instance, I was a sonar technician on submarines. I used to listen, much like that guy Jonesy in Hunt for Red October. So he said, hey, no more ratings. We're going to be like the other services. You're just going to be Petty Officer First Class, Petty Officer Second Class. Now, he didn't get other people's inputs. And needless to say, he almost broke the internet because every retiree and every active duty enlisted person was outraged. And he went back and he said, no, okay, you can keep your ratings. He had his reasons for getting rid of them at first, and they make sense. It's because we're more technologically advanced, and he wanted sailors to be able to switch back and forth. So for instance, if you wanted to be a diesel mechanic, you could pursue that path easily, I guess. But anyways, he didn't get the diversity of thought, and he had no idea that people would be so attached to their rating, and that was actually part of their identity. So, as we look at diversity, right, most people right away think of diversity and say, okay, nationality, gender, our skin color, our religion. Well, that's actually our category 1 EEO, right? There's protected classes, and that's category 1. You can't discriminate based on religion. You can't discriminate based on race, based on nationality, based on gender, based on disability. So, that's, we all know that, right? You can't do that. It's not good. Excuse me, my TV just went on for some reason. I got to stop this. So, anyways, it's another class, which is our category 2. Now, this is where the magic happens when you start team building, right? And category 2 is our education, our personalities, our experiences. You don't want everybody that around you that thinks the same way you do. Because if you do, nobody's thinking. Actually, I think a famous general from World War II, I think it was General Patton, that said that. If everybody thinks the way you do, then nobody's thinking. You want somebody to give you that other train of thought. So just like I was saying about that CEO that changed the work hours, if he was open to suggestions and included other people in his team that were not all thinking like him, he probably would have got that input, you know? And sometimes we can look at politicians, and say, are you surrounding yourself by people that are just like you? Because if you are doomed to fail. You are not going to get people that tell you the truth, people that tell you other perspectives, and you will not make rational decisions. So, anyways, I really to burnout. Oh my goodness! There's a little quiz, and it's just one of those little self-awareness quiz. 20 questions on burnout. I really appreciated all of the discussion boards, and I still got some more to go through tomorrow and tonight. But I got to tell you, I have been feeling burnout too. Right. The last couple of weeks, here's been my work schedule. Not just do I have my full-time gig at the War College, right? I've been teaching you guys at night, which I thoroughly love. And so then that's been 7 weeks. I'm also a student in 2 classes at the War College, one on African politics and religion and one on joint maritime operations. And that's been really taking my time. As you know, I went to El Paso for a week for an accreditation, and then I got back and I did a virtual accreditation on top of that. So pretty much I had my full-time job, 2 part-time jobs, and 2 graduate level classes. So yeah, I felt some burnout. And I'll share with you what I got to do. I got to go for a bike ride now and then. I just came back from one, did 50 miles, and that clears my head. Really does. I'm not thinking about anything besides not hitting potholes, and that's how I take care of my burnout. But make sure you get your exercise time in, because I have to leave my house at 4 a.m. and I get to the gym at 5 to work out for an hour and a half, because I know during the workday it's not going to happen. But yeah, burnout is really, really important. So be careful of that. And yeah, when I took that test, it said I was really high on my burnout factor. So, anyways, once again, this is Dave, and we're on week 6. We only have 2 more weeks to get together. Like I said, everything's been coming along nicely. If you're still participating, we have had some people that seem to be falling behind. We had some people that we lost. Things happen. Okay, so anyways, this is Dave, and if you have any questions, please contact me. Okay, Dave out.